Good morning. I'm Dr. Balaji Narayanaswamy Ramanathan. This is my channel NNR STR School of Wisdom. In this channel, we are discussing, or we are just giving talks on truth, both in English and Malayalam, and most often with the support of books and without the support of book, we used to talk about truth. So today, in theosophy, as an author, Clara M. Cod, the book title is Way of the Disciple. So why we go on reading with different scriptures? We talk about Bible, we talk about Quran, and we talk about different authors. I think this book is published 1962. So why we are doing this? Because in theosophy it says one of the objects of theosophy is comparative study of religion, philosophy, everything, because the essence is same. So to understand that honey is available in all flowers, we need to read or we need to listen. That's why we refer to different books. Essence is one and the same. So here, in Way of the Disciple, in page number 4, Old Diary Lives, volume 2, page number 254 and 5. At a shrine where the sword's sharp steel discs, coats of mail, and other warlike weapons of the Sikh warrior priests are exposed to view, in charge of Achalas, I was greeted to my surprise and joy with a loving smile by one of the masters, who for the moment was figuring among the guardians, and who gave each of us a fresh rose with a blessing of his in his eyes. The touch of his fingers as he handed me the flower caused a thrill to run through my whole body, as may easily be imagined. That moment was the beginning of an entirely new life for me, and one that determined the whole course of my future. Soon after, I joined Lodge Dharma in Geneva and asked its young president to tell me more about the masters of the wisdom, as we had then begun to call them. In the early days of the society, they were called Mahatmas, a Sanskrit word meaning great soul. The president shook his head and said, "We never speak of them. This shows one great difference between the attitude of the membership now and then." So here, the author talks about who is a master, and she asked the question to the president. So this question, every theosophist, every theosophy member should understand, and through understanding only, the message can be given to the next generation theosophist. Then the author says in page number 5, "Yet there are two mistakes that our members sometimes make, one more often in the East and the other more often in the West. I have been asked in the East whether our masters are as great gods as Vishnu or Shiva. The West sometimes jumps to the conclusion that they are spirit guides. Even Colonel Alcott had that kind of impression about them at first, owing perhaps to the fact that he first met Madame Blavatsky at spiritualistic seance. He had been sent to report on. A great adept wrote him these words: I am not a disembodied spirit, brother. I am a living man, gifted with such powers by our lords as are in store for yourself someday. Old Life Diaries, Volume 1, page 237. So even Leadbeater had a doubt about master. So the master is neither a god nor a spirit guide. The master is neither a god or a spirit guide. Then what is a god? God is defined in Isha Vasya Upanishad. Isha means God. What it says there, God is what is called spread everywhere. spread everywhere. All are God. That is the definition of God. So here what says, the Master is neither a God or a spirit guide. So in Bhagavad Gita also it says, Krishna says, if you want something, you can pray to the demigods. They will give you. So it says, indeed, as I shall show later, he has nothing to do with any form of spiritualistic communication. He is a man, albeit a very fully developed one, very far in advance of the stage of evolution where most of us now stand. In our long evolutionary journey, the first vehicle of consciousness to be developed is the physical body. So the first development should come in the physical body. Very primitive races are largely engaged in that. See, same thing is mentioned in the Advaita Master also. It is the house in which you ride. Feed it with good food and soul. When a master speaks of a civilization as one which rests so exclusively upon intellect, ML page number 214. Page number 7 says, the great family of humanity, as in the unit of a personal family, all members are of different soul ages. This is what we have to understand. Theosophical members, all are different. So if we find out to see some consensus among them, it is impossible. That's why the conflict comes. That is separation. Dr. Besant once told us that our past showed in our mouth and our future is in the eyes. So whatever we speak is based on the law of karma, but the future is in the eyes. CWL continued. There are three things you would see in the eyes of a master. First, you would see a look of very high purpose, for the master's thought is always occupied with vast world events, and he never thinks about himself. This lends to his eyes a faraway starry look. Then you would also see a look of great benevolence, for the master is essentially a very kind person. But you must not think that he is very solemn and has no sense of humor. He would never make an unkind or unpleasant joke, though he might sometimes poke a little gentle fun as a disciple who was taking himself too seriously. So here it says that Master is not a serious person. Even he is humorous. Then it says, this reminds me of saying, Dr. Arundale, that we could not take life too seriously, but that we could take ourselves too seriously. We not see life as seriously, but we have to be very serious. Then he continued, you would see a look of deep, unshakable peace, for the master knows very well that finally every one of us will come home. Somewhere the various river winds safely to the sea. So the same thing is mentioned at the feet of masters. Also it says that we should be ripe, or we should tame ourselves, qualified to become an instrument in the hand of the master. There is something maternal about the attitude of a perfected man to the world. Both the Buddha and the Christ used a smile of a hen with her chickens to describe it. It is written that one day the Blessed One said to his disciple, the Tathagata anxiously watches over his children and with loving care helps them to see the light. When a hen has 8 or 12 eggs over which she has properly brooded, The wish arises in her heart, oh, that my little chickens would break open the eggshell with their claws or with their beaks and come forth into the light in safety. Yet all the while, those little chickens are sure to break the eggshell and will come forth into the light in the safety. The Gospel of Buddha by Dr. Paul Carus. The Christ used the same similate when he mourned over the coming fate of Jerusalem. How often would I have gathered thy children together even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wing, and he would not. Matthew 23:37. Thus, the adept is an infinitely wise, human, compassionate, utterly sincere and honest man, wholly obedient to the great law of the universe, karma, which is the divine will in action, of which he is the faithest agent. Then, being a man does not detract from the master's high standing. As the master cage states, one does not cease entirely, my dear friend, to be a man, nor lose one's dignity for being an adept. The master still has a man, human predilections and affections, although, and further he progress upon the occult path. The less this tends to be the case, it is to be remembered that the master themselves are still evolving. That's very important. See, the master is also evolving. The one immediately following that of adeptship is the initiation of the Chohan or Lord. In some cases, Lord or ruler of one of the race or lines of evolution in nature. There is a wonderful letter from the Master M written to Mr. Sinnett on behalf of his brother Cage while his latter was away taking the Chohan initiation. It is so beautiful, it is so clearly shows that the deep and tender bond of affection which binds the souls of the two adepts chiefly responsible for inspiring the formation of Theosophical Society, that I will quote largely from it. The Master M did not like writing letters. See, this is one thing people used to mock. Theosophy have letter from masters. They have faked it. It cannot happen. Lot of argument is moving around it. So, see, this is, they will say about Shruti Sai, Satya Sai. Everywhere they used to say this. That may continue. But if you are a Theosophist or if you are a Theosophy member, believe this. Trust is the important thing. Trust in what? Trust in yourself. Trust the trust for which this knowledge is important. And the current Theosophical president, Tim Boy, he says that you read any literature of Theosophy, but to be complete, you have to read the message of masters, letter from masters. And you have to connect it. As I often say, there is nothing benefit in learning the law. See, when you learn law, you should learn the constitution also. Then more than constitution, you know we have to understand what is justice. See, these are very important terms. So in Theosophy, if someone says that I don't believe in master, then why isn't Theosophy? I still can't understand. See, if you are not a believer in Christ, then why you are in Christianity? If you are not believing Vishnu and Shiva, then why you are in a Hindu religion? And if you not believing in Allah, then why you are in a Muslim religion? That is what Theosophy says. No religion is higher than truth. You need not believe anything. You will not be in dogmas. But when you are in an organization, it is our responsibility to answer questions. If someone asks us what is master, then we should answer it. That is our responsibility. That is the responsibility of a Theosophy member. And in lodges, what is happening? Is this happening? Is serious study happening? No. Certain books have been repeated in every organization. That is happening here also. So, in this talk, I was trying to say who is a master. And this is only the first 10 pages of the book, The Way of the Disciple, Clara M. Code. Anyone can read. Go to Google and search. Free PDF is there, audiobook is there, everything is there. So kindly comment if I have made any mistake, and if at all there is any mistake, that is due to my ignorance. And whatever I have spoke is what the Clara M. Code or theosophy is meant to convey. Thank you for listening. And if those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. And if you feel this is suitable for any member of theosophy or any organization, kindly share it. Thank you very much.